Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm doing a quick flight in the new Cowansim Bell 206 B3. I'll start off the video doing some hover work around Santa Barbara KSBA Airport. There's a couple of great features there to do some practice. Got about 2 hours now in this add-on. I'm just getting comfortable with it, hovering around the airport, getting used to the flight dynamics. It's the first thing I like to do in a new helicopter for the X-Plane. Now Microsoft is just kind of hover around the airport and do some pedal turns, turns around a point, and get used to the general feeling of the helicopter. KSBA Santa Barbara is a great airport for practicing hovering. They've got these circles here with the square inside them. They're perfect for doing 90-degree pedal turns at a point at the corners of the square, and also doing turns around a point, either nose in or tail in around the circle. They're great for hover work. Pickups to a hover feel natural and intuitive. The control inputs match what I expect from the visual cue response. All in all, it feels pretty close to a real helicopter to hover this version of this flight model. The view on the left was recorded real time when I was flying from the left eye view of the Reverb G2 mirror. You can see how I scan the view around not only outside the aircraft but the gauge panel as well. Practicing hovering maneuvering builds the muscle memory you need for fine control input. Your control inputs should be slow but deliberate. With one-to-one controls like my ProFlight Trainer Puma, the cyclic, pedal, and collective input all feel really similar to my real-world experience. I've never flown a Bell 206 in real life, but I've flown a Robinson R66, which is similar in size and weight and power. And it also has a two-bladed teetering rotor system with similar handling qualities. I look forward to spending some more time comparing this version to the X-Plane version, which I also have, and also the FlyInside version, which I also have, and just see the differences in all of the different developers' take on this aircraft. So far, I like X-Plane 12's flight model and Microsoft's new flight model. They're both very good. X-Plane 12 is a little more refined. Obviously, they've had more time, but Microsoft is coming a long way. Both of these Bell 206s fly great in the new simulators. I haven't tested anything beyond normal flight procedures, things like VRS or RBS, retreating blade stall. I like to know first if it handles the way I expect in normal flight conditions. So far there's some limitations based on the way that the turbine is handled within Microsoft Flight Sim that can't really be tested with this version. Works great in X-Plane 12. I expect that it'll eventually get fixed in this version as well. It's something the developer knows about. It's something Asobo knows about with the 407. They also have issues with the way the governor works with the Cabri G2. Eventually I would like to test more things out and make sure that they're hitting the numbers, but it does accelerate through effective translational lift as expected in ground effect with hover power without having to add additional collective, and it climbs out as expected. Pedal response to collective input is good. It's as expected, which makes control inputs intuitive. Cyclic response is good. It's not overly twitchy. It feels good in a cruise. The approach feels good, smooth, natural. Closure as expected. Bringing in the collective as needed feels good and natural. Some sims I find that as you start to bring the collective back in, it tends to get overly floaty. In the real thing, you start to bring the collective back in as you push the nose forward to keep your forward airspeed, as you start to ride the edge of effective translational lift, and you can feel the burble of transverse flow. The collective input is right here as you come back and settle into a hover into ground effect. It would be nice to see a little bit of cabin shake. Here's where I think the flight model did really well, and I'm really excited about the possibilities of where this one's going. It does quick stops very, very well. In fact, I really messed up this first one, expecting it to handle more like X-Plane and be kind of floaty. So I didn't really commit to it like I should have. And I kind of bottomed out and didn't add the collective in as soon as I needed to, and almost set the skids down. The sounds from the inside were pretty good. As you can hear the turbine have to drag a little bit to pick up when I added the additional power. Okay, from here I nose it over again, pick up speed. Don't see the shake through ETL, but you have to push the cyclic quite a bit forward to keep from gaining altitude. And then right as I start to get about 55 knots, I'm going to pitch up to gain altitude, but we're going to quick stop. We're going to lower the collective aft cyclic and really use that transverse flow to pick up some rotor RPM, settle it back down. That was a much better quick step. The native flight dynamics here in Microsoft Flight Simulator that DeSoto has put together have handled that the best so far of any flight sim that I've ever used. Here I'm just accelerating and climbing out again. Even the FlyInside Bell 206 with the Cowansim flight dynamics, it doesn't handle quick stops like that. The downside, without the governor issue and the turbine throttle issue within Microsoft Flight Simulator being fixed, it's hard to do auto rotations because you need all of those things working together, which again is why a good and functioning quick stop and the dynamics of it working are exciting, but almost too good to be true right now because you can't still perform a really good auto rotation. you're still watching, please like and subscribe.